Why'd Helen have to go and die in our hotel? We don't need that kind of notoriety.
You got an appointment? Appointment? Yeah, that's why you're here. No appointment? No talking to Miss... Not entirely out of the question. Inspector, you said? Well, maybe he'll appreciate your Mr. Kincannon, got an inspector here demanding to see you. Want me to call the guards?
No, thank you, Eileen. I've been expecting him. Send him up, please.
Make an appointment early next time.
Ah, Inspector. Eileen is my right-hand woman and the finest assistant to ever grace. She is also tremendously skilled in Now then. Another murder? Drunk raptidons? Black hole birdie practicing... Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself. Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry with... Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you? Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation. Oh, that's good. That's very good, Inspector. I like this. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it... Well, that's settled. I assume you'll want to know where I was. Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until... His spine, specifically. If you'd like to know the exact vertebrae, you'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie. Which, as I said, you should not trust. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune. I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I've a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid. You may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter. I'm not sure. I'm only confident there is one. That the thefts began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is... I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I certainly wouldn't take that bet. Regardless, this will be fun. You do recall, Inspector, that I'm not to be trusted? You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Was there something else you want? The original incident? Well, I made him an offer he should have refused. What? No. Law, no. Our combative relationship stems from paperwork, mundanely enough. Had Lou wanted Rizzo's to retain full control of Erydanos, Lou's an administrator for... Still technically visible to the human eye, but it was all perfectly legal too, which irked Lou to no end. My power grab, as Lou called it, planted the seed of hatred. And Lou, obsessed with what should have been, has made sure to water it daily with his bitterness. Alas, I can't. I am, first and foremost, the head of SLUG, and it simply wouldn't be good for business. SLUG's control of Erydanos is a crucial step in my long-term plans for... Because one day soon, Sublight will obtain a seat on it. Meanwhile, our dear administrator is still laser-focused on old slights, which can be a... He's grown increasingly desperate to catch SLUG with our hand in the... Not in front of witnesses, I didn't. Constable Keene? Now that is a damn shame. Am I right to think that... It seems murder is becoming an unsettling trend on Erydanos as of late. Thank you for informing me of Constable Keene. We may have been on opposite sides of the law on occasion, but Maria was a decent soul. I'm also saddened to have lost an occasional drinking. She was fond of a 0G, so I cannot... But let's discuss something else. Very well. A few. Helen was strangely curious about the She said it was role research, but how much bit... I also arranged to have Helen supplied with mag picks, bypass shunts, and... That she bought in bulk? Not particularly. I wonder... That is the question, isn't it, Inspector? Tell me, do you really believe Helen's death was a mere crime of passion? A smart approach, Inspector. And yet, this murder is bigger than Miss Helen's personal life. Her actions in the time leading up to her death do not align with those of an actor on Erydanos solely to promote Spectrum Brown. Stay sharp, Inspector, because whoever did kill Helen is not going to come forward. I might. Your point? Am I an official suspect, then? Intriguing. Be very careful, Inspector. I'd very much like to see you still around for the grand... One moment, if you please, Inspector. What, or who, made you decide to investigate... Understandable. A man of my standing would, naturally... Now then...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of TK contains 142. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space. Analysis inconclusive. The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possess. That is highly likely, Inspector. Transmission receiver location. Inspector, please consider speaking. Poor woolly cow impression transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of...
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the due to the high level of foot traffic. Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and
Hi there! Sorry, this area is off limits to port. Sorry about that. Have a look around, sir.
You're the inspector, aren't you? Gosh, this is so neat. A real-life inspector. What's... Case. Just like a real inspector. Right, so the missing cargo. How can I help your investigation? That's the weird part. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers? Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal it? Yeah, no one's dumb enough to think Spacer's Choice. Then there's the most recent theft, 5 boxes of pens and a couple. That's probably everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Best I can figure, it's probably getting lost. As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard manager. He told me it's mainly just the loading automechs that handle cargo. Nah, Benton's too lazy for crime. The extra work would kill him. Last time I asked him to check the automechs, it won't bother him any if you have a look yourself, though. Hopefully, you're mechanically inclined. Maybe they're keen on cashing out and want to go as... I don't know. Boss Kincannon's office is where he holds most of his meetings with... Just about all negotiations happen in his office. Oh, before I forget. Oh no. I forgot to delete all of those incriminating messages I sent about which cargo to steal. Nah. I do have a list of cargo that's gone missing. Keeping your ear to the ground, Inspector? I heard Bertie Holcomb's over at the Copper Bottom Cantina, if that... Oh, and Burbage 3001 stopped by the warehouse the other day. Am I? You mean the film where Burbage 2000 stole it? Don't even get me started on Taming of the Sprat. Happy to help however I can.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Inspector, this loading automechanical's programming does not match. The standard defensive protocol has been... For Type K-19 cargo transport automechanicals, once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator and apply... There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed. SLUG automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular...
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is... How can this automech... Certainly. Access panel. Ejecting. Data log. 7. Alert. Failsafe protocol triggered. Understood. This unit is programmed to facilitate user queries. The ejected data log contains instructions to move cargo shipment 6, 8, 7, 5 outside the boundaries of the shipping yard. It also contains instructions to move randomized... Apologies. This unit does not... Kill mode. Re-engage. Security enforcement mode.
Timeline discrepancy detected. Inspector, this... Fort 1... There... Slip...
Loading. How? Certain. Ejecting. Alert. Understood. Apology. Kill mode. Required in nearby automech. Loading. How? Sir. Each alert. Loading automatic. How? 6. Eject alert. Understood. The eject is kill mode.
Inspector, to Ooh, I love this part. What makes you say that? Hacking the Automex. But why? So, our culprit had something specific they wished to acquire and used the random theft as a smokescreen. I must say, Inspector, then that just leaves how the culprit knew where their true target would be, or indeed, that SLUG. You've quite a flair for the dramatic, am I right to think what you... She, Inspector, she could hear everything. The bug belongs to me, Inspector. I lent it to Halcyon Helen to assist her with... Unbelievable. I helped her, gave her whatever she needed. I thought we were doing each other a good turn. This is a betrayal, Inspector. Helen should consider herself very lucky indeed. Halcyon Helen is already dead. If I'd known Helen was stealing from me, I may... Oh, that is good, Inspector. I wish you luck with your investigation, though I doubt you'll need it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must find a way to excise my anger that minimally
Inspector, closely. That doesn't surprise me. Cedric practically stole his way to Erydanos. With that in mind, do you think Cedric... Fair enough, Inspector. I won't try to influence your judgment. Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain... Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've already lost Dr. Blossom. Inspector, are you confident?